Guys, it's B. Welcome back to my channel, Unify. Thanks so much for being here. Bringing you guys another week ahead tarot reading. Just going to run you guys really quickly through how I read with my tarot deck. So I'm going to start with my traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck to pull the overall energy for the week. Just give us some insight on what things we may be able to expect from this coming week. Then I'm going to move on to my Threads of Fate Empyrean deck to get maybe some more insight on that energy. Then from there, we're going to move into the Angel Tarot to get some information on the steps we may be able to take in order to work with the energy. Then if you guys have a question, something you're wondering about, I use my Angel Oracle deck to provide an answer to that question for you all. And then I close out the reading with my Seed and Sickle Oracle deck. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and dive right in. I have already cleared and shuffled these decks, but I do like to shuffle. Ooh, we're going to keep that. I do like to shuffle on camera as well, just so you guys know I'm not, setting up the cards any particular way. So we'll go ahead and take that for the week ahead. Spirit, what can we expect from this week? I'm feeling those. And for some reason, that one. A lot of energy coming through, you guys. I'm just gonna go with it. And the last reading that I was able to actually upload for you guys, I did say that I was gonna try to limit the number of cards, but I'm realizing that that's not the best way. Again, I don't use any specific spread. I read intuitively, so my gut's saying just pull what I feel needs to come through, and hopefully it all makes sense. Okay, I don't take reversals. So I'm going to flip that guy over. So the first one, that one that fell out, was the Page of Cups. Then we have the Lovers, Knight of Wands, the Empress, and the Magician. Getting some forward movement. Something about nurturing, something that we're working on with the Empress, using what we have available to us with the Magician, Knight of Wands, maybe receiving a message. Really with the Page is more the messenger, of Wands more the defense in the tarot. However, that's just what I am picking up on looking at this Knight of Wands, even though the Wands seed isn't even about communication, it's more about action. But I don't know, that's just what came through initially, just looking at this spread. Just give me a moment here to tune into it and see what else is coming through and get the overall message. So with the Page of Cups, just looking at this one, I really do get the feeling of a message coming through, maybe like an offer, some sort of opportunity. It could be something that you've been wishing for, hoping for. Maybe if this has to do with career, maybe you've applied somewhere and you're waiting to hear back about that. And just with this overall, with these cards, I am getting that the information, whatever's coming through, is going to be positive. So yeah, could be message about travel, with the water there as well. We have the Lovers. Maybe there's a partnership coming out of it. Maybe somebody's asking you to partner up with them, be a business partner, making a proposal to you. Maybe they are interested in something that you're working on. It's inspiring to them. And yeah, let me see here, what else? And with the Lovers too, that also symbolizes a choice to be made. Let's see here. Knight of Wands, Empress, and the Magician. I'm feeling I'm a little stuck here with this. I don't know. Okay, let me just see. I'm almost feeling like I want to start over here, but I don't know. Something about this is making me feel like nervous. I'm not really sure what it is about it. It's just making me feel mm, and maybe that's something, I don't know, maybe that's something I'm supposed to communicate through to you guys about maybe feeling a little bit confused about a situation. That could be the case. And there's no swords here. Um, but I'm getting swords energy, just confusion. So maybe with this page of cups, maybe there's something that you've been having that you've been trying to decide between with the lovers and the page of cups, and maybe there's going to be some communication coming through that's going to help you make your mind up about that. And the fish coming out of the cup also represents opportunity. So maybe there's going to be some sort of opportunity that's presenting itself to you. Maybe it's not exactly what you were hoping for, but out of it, even though it's not exactly what we were looking for, it could end up being something that's very fruitful to us. It's going to end up bringing us into alignment with the things that we actually want. And it's like, it's this unexpected energy. It's like going into a situation and thinking it's one thing and then turning out to be something different, but being something amazing. Not what we expect going into a situation. Maybe even the page is also like the youngest out of the court cards in the tarot. So it represents this kind of like naive, childlike energy. So maybe there could be an opportunity or an offer being made that doesn't look like what we are wanting, but like I said, it turns out to be so much bigger. It might not be what we expect in one area, but it may meet a lot of other expectations in other areas, or provide you with tools that you need in order to get to where you are wanting to be. Tools that maybe you didn't even realize you were missing, skills you didn't realize you needed, information that you didn't realize what's out there that could really benefit your journey and align you with where you're trying to go. Yeah, that's what I'm picking up with. And this Knight of Wands in the tarot, you know, the figures, they face different directions. And when they're facing to the left like this, it represents going, you know, into the past. And facing the right, like the Empress, you can see she's facing toward the future. So maybe this offer, maybe this partnership, maybe this step feels like a step backwards, but it is it's an illusion is what I'm getting. And maybe that's why it's like coming through so cloudy. It's like this air of illusion. But something's saying to me, like, whatever it is, even if it feels like it's a step backwards, it's a necessary step backwards. And unfortunately, I lost last week's reading, or I didn't lose it, but my audio just did not record. So this week I've got a backup microphone just in case, making sure that I do not miss a single beat with this reading and that we get both audio and visuals here. But in that reading, I talked about sometimes it's necessary to take a step backward, or what looks like a step backward, in order to launch into the future. Like, imagine like a slingshot being, you know, pulled back and then it taking off and going way further than whatever it is could go if you just threw it by hand. And so it's that similar energy of being pulled back, taking a step back in order to take like 10 steps forward. And even the way in which these cards like came out, the order, like with the page being first and then the lovers, like receiving a message, receiving an opportunity. And the Suit of Cups has to do with your emotions. It also has to do with intuition. So it could be that maybe you not necessarily receive an offer from somebody else, but it could be that you've been thinking about going back to something that maybe you thought you no longer wanted or needed to do. But the energy is that right now is a better time to do that. So like just this energy of the offer, partnership, kind of going back into the past, and then you like end up in a much better position by revisiting that thing that you thought you no longer needed. And it's going to be different for everybody. It could be an offer, or it could, like I said, be something that you've already been contemplating on your own. Another thing that I'm getting, and this is also coming through a reading that I gave myself this morning, is like asking for help from others with this Lover's card. It could be, you know, maybe not somebody coming in and offering you something. Oh geez, I'm realizing again. YouTube has tarot, or has new restrictions, and I don't know if you guys can even see these people here because YouTube, you know, no longer allows this. I mean, my video is marked 18 and up, so I don't know, you know, but gotta put some little clothes on them. I refuse to draw on my cards like other readers do, so I'm just gonna put some little post-its on their bodies. Anyway, this could just mean asking for help from others, maybe doing further research about whatever it is that you are working toward. Maybe with taking a step backward, it could be you thought you were ready to take off with something and you just need a little more information. You just need a little more time spent discovering other ways in which it could maybe be executed a little bit better than the way that you've gone about it so far, is what I'm getting. But again, like, this isn't something to stress over. If you're like, oh man, I've come so far, I thought I was ready. You are ready. You're very much ready. This is going to be a beautiful ending for you. Not ending, but it's going to be a beautiful, there's going to be beautiful results in taking this action and revisiting something that maybe we thought we were done with, in exploring different avenues. Maybe reaching out to somebody who's a professional in what you're trying to do, reaching out for advice, doing more research. Yeah. And maybe I'm getting with this Knight of Wands, just as like the defender of the suit, not giving up. Not giving up on your dream, not giving up on yourself. If you've reached a roadblock, if you've gotten to a point where you're like, okay, this isn't working, I thought it was going to go differently, let me turn around and go back to the drawing board. I think that that's the exact right thing to do. But in that, do not throw away all the work that you've done. The work that you've done is completely valuable. It can be salvaged if it's something that you're feeling like you're not completely in line with anymore. Even if you're scrapping, you know, a general concept, whatever work that you've done to lead up to this point is still fruitful. It's still going to benefit you moving forward in your journey. So I'm getting not to just completely throw that away, but to just revamp it, redefine it, realign with what feels better now. Oh, this is coming through too. Just with these are lizards on the Knight of Wands armor there. I'm really not sure what kind of lizard. I'll have to look it up, but it is just reminding me of geckos, and that came up for me symbolically last week. Geckos are a sign of luck. So I'm just getting the feeling again that this is the right time to take this step. It might feel like it's a step backwards, but you never know. You know, you might go back to something and now all of a sudden there's an opportunity that's opened up for you that was not available to you when you first began on this journey. And now you've gotten to this place where, okay, you've done the work, you've developed these skills, and okay, maybe it's not working out in the way you had imagined, but now you possess the skills in order to take advantage of this opportunity that now exists. Now there's new doors open for you that you can step into, and while it might feel like a step backwards, it's really not. With this Empress and the Magician coming through, it's something that is going to lead to the things that you really want for yourself. Maybe even something that you forgot that you wanted for yourself. Maybe I don't know why this is coming through. Maybe you've lost sight of what you wanted. Maybe in the development of your dreams, maybe it became a little convoluted. You know, ran off the tracks for a little while, and you began dabbling here and there, and now everything is just all over the place. But I'm getting that it's all going to come full circle, and it's going to work out for you. With the Empress and the Magician too, it's going to be a really fruitful, it's going to bear a lot of fruit for you. Whatever it is that you're working on right now, whatever choices that are being made this week. And I say choice because of the Lovers and the Wands. It's talking about taking action. The Lovers means a lot of different things, but anytime there's two figures or two wands, coins, whatever it is on the cards, talks about making a decision. So whatever choices that are being made in regards to this energy are leading you to something better, something unexpected. And I'm getting to, like, even if you're having to restart, just because this Magician card is here, even if you're having to restart or go back to the drawing board and maybe like figure out a different new way to move forward with the information that you now possess, I'm getting that you have everything that you need in order to make this step. And maybe that is something new. Maybe because of the work that you've done so far, you've ended up in this place where you've acquired the knowledge and skills that you need to at least take the next step. You don't have to know the full path forward, where it's going to wind up in order to move forward. You know, you can just go by faith and go by, you know, the things that you want for yourself and what feels right for you. And I really do see that working out because of this Empress and the Magician here. The Empress talks about nurturing and being caring. It talks about, sometimes it can talk about pregnancy, but I'm not getting that. But it can also talk about like the birth of something new, a new idea, a new business venture, a new partnership, and it being very successful. With her crown here, she has everything that she needs, and she's sitting here in this abundant forest. And even the Magician, you can just see all of this like greenery around them, symbolizing life. And I really see this next step being something that is going to, I don't know, give you life, like maybe reinstate your sense of purpose is what randomly, I don't know, that's just what I'm feeling. Yeah, I'm feeling like maybe you thought you were on the right path, and this might sound a little repetitive, but you thought you were on the right path, and you thought you were aligning with what would make you feel alive, and perhaps you are, but you got there and you're like, okay, something's missing. I thought this was going to be a little bit different. This feels different than I had imagined it in my head, and I'm getting that this adjustment, this step back in order to move forward is going to bring you closer to that feeling that you were looking for initially when you started out on this venture. Yeah. So that said, I'm going to hop into this Empyrean deck and just get a little more information here and see if it will expand on this. So we got Knight of Wands. We're still moving forward, guys. And that's good. Ooh, okay, well, that one. I'm feeling, is it this one? Or this one? I'm feeling that one too. Yes, I'm wearing a sweater in the summer because it's cold in my house, guys. Ooh, okay, we have Portal, and I can't read this. ebb? Ebb. Oh, okay. Well, I feel like ebb is. I feel like these are both aligned. Okay, I'm gonna put them in this order too. Okay, look at this. So we talked about taking a step back, maybe a step into the past, revisiting something, going back to the drawing board so that we could figure out, you know, a better way to approach the things that we're going about. What things have we neglected? What things do we still need to do? And then this ebb card came out. A little hard to see, but it says ebb there. And so for me, that's just talking about cycles, life, love, energy, ebbs and flows. You know, we go through peaks and troughs, and the ebb is the trough, the low point. It's not necessarily a low point though. For me, this is just expounding on this energy of taking a step back, maybe taking a pause for a moment to reevaluate a situation. Even with this eye is making me think about trusting yourself, your intuition, looking inward, seeing what feels right for you, and trusting that. And to me, this isn't a bad thing at all. It's just, again, like as we grow and develop and we change, we grow and develop and we change. And so the things that we thought were aligned with us, or things that we thought were right for us, aren't, you know, they don't necessarily maintain that position in our lives as we change. You know, you might be thinking that you want one thing, and then as you explore it and you find yourself, you realize that the things that you thought you wanted are not what you wanted. And sometimes that can be shocking. Sometimes that can be, it can put us in a difficult situation at times. So again, with these cards here, I'm not feeling this is like some super difficult thing. I feel like it's, again, just like a reassessment of what we want and maybe choosing something slightly different. But again, with this wands, this Knight of Wands being the defender, like I'm feeling like it's the same, just a little different. And this ebb is, again, just taking that step back, like the slingshot, to move into this. The next one we got was portal. And that's like self-explanatory to me. And it goes in line here for me with this Empress and Magician as far as in taking these steps to reevaluate a situation, to maybe come at it from a different angle. We are stepping through a portal into what we need, or what we want for ourselves. And they're standing on top of moons. There's like, I don't know what to call this. Is it like a sphinx almost? I don't know. You guys check that out. I don't know what those are. But they're standing on top of moons, which symbolize the subconscious mind, things that we are ignoring, perhaps. And with these being in front of this portal, it's almost like they're guarding it. For me, this is kind of saying that we're no longer in a place where we can ignore the things that we know we need to be addressing, that we know are good for us. It's almost like before you can cross through here, you got to face your fears. You've got to overcome some sort of internal challenge or struggle that you're currently going through. And again, this doesn't have to be something like terribly difficult. I really do feel like a lot of us, you know, if you're watching this, you've already done the work to overcome a lot of, if not all of those internal struggles. But if there's anything else that needs to be looked at, and this is taking me back over to this eye, talking about like going within and trusting your intuition. And is there like a tentacle on here? I can't tell if it's a tentacle or a horn. Give me Cthulhu vibes. Anyway, but yeah, this for me is saying that through revisiting those things, through and this is kind of giving me, this doesn't even have to be work related. After looking at this might just be overcoming a couple more emotional blocks. This could just be wow, this is almost like duh, Brianna, with these with the page, because I said at the beginning, this is intuition and your emotions. So this might be revisiting an emotional block that we thought we had overcome, but maybe in this moment and continuing and moving forward on this journey, we're finding that there's some things that we still need to do a little work on, still need to give a little bit of attention to. And it's kind of bringing me back over to the Lovers card here, with the choice and this cloud that the angel's coming out of. This cloud is like dark and gray. It's not like a light, cloud. This is like a storm cloud looking. So it's like choosing to no longer let those things hold you back in the past. Wow. Okay. Yeah. It's like, it's choosing to no longer live in the past, choosing to no longer let your past dictate where you're going next. And it is going to require looking at those things and bringing them into the light, bringing them into the forefront. And that's not to say it's in the forefront like it's in the forefront of your mind and it's all you think about, but in the forefront in a way that you're addressing it and allowing yourself to heal and move forward from it into this energy, because there's so many blessings over here for you. Yeah, that's feeling like the message. And it's like we are closing out this energy with these moons and the guardians. It's like you can't get to the other side without crossing through these gatekeepers here, without addressing these emotions. But I really do feel like this is going to be much easier than past healings, past transmutations. Like I feel like there's been a lot of energy to work through. I know that's come up in my other readings, last week's reading. That was another big thing as far as like, really it was not letting society or the people you're around, your environment, where you came from, your family, be the determining factor of who you are and how you show up. We all have a choice in who we decide to be, who we present ourselves as. And at a certain point in our life, forget everybody else, forget everything else. Who do you want to be? And you have the choice to be that person, regardless of what other people have to say, what other people think. If it's not traditional, people think it's crazy. I think I said in that video too, if you're getting into something, if you're going down a career path, a life path that is not traditional, not a lot of people understand it, that's okay. You're just paving the way for others who have your interests, who maybe don't feel as confident, as comfortable going down that avenue, to, be inspired, to know that it's okay to follow in your footsteps. And I really feel like this reading is just expounding on that. It's just talking about finishing moving through that energy, finishing letting go of other people's expectations of us, finishing letting go of, even sometimes we put these heavy expectations onto ourselves. It could be because of external factors, what other people told us growing up, what your parents expect of you, what your community expects of you, whatever. But at the same time, allow yourself the freedom to release that so that you can move forward. I really think that's what this is talking about. And know it's okay to step back sometimes. Life ebbs and flows. There's no escaping it. There's going to be high moments and low moments, no matter what, no matter how rich you are, no matter where you're from, no matter who you're around. There's going to be times in all of our lives, in all of our existence, where things don't go exactly as we expected, or, just suck. And it's learning how to move through that energy, learning how to flow through that energy, learning how to not be stuck there. in that energy. And I don't know, I keep getting drawn back up here to this page, and Knight of Wands, just like the way that this, like these three cards right here look, and then the couple in the middle, it's just like giving me the impression of choosing to not be stuck. And I know I kind of already said this, but just we have this knight who's traveling toward the past, and then we have this page who's holding an opportunity. And it's like you can either choose to stay in the past, or you can choose to venture into something new and to not even take up a new opportunity, but to create opportunities for yourself in order to move forward into this energy over here. Yeah. So I really do feel like this week we're being given a choice. We always have a choice, but just collectively this week we are choosing to move forward, hopefully choosing to move forward into something new. I'm gonna put this up here, and I'm gonna put that right there. I feel like that aligned beautifully. So I'm gonna move into my Angel Tarot deck here, and let's see what action we can take this week in order to move through this energy. Sometimes, you know, making that choice isn't hard. Maybe there's a lot of different factors. I mean, obviously, I could easily say, like, you know, forget your family, forget where you come from, da da da. It's not so easy, though. We know that. So let's figure out, you know, how we can navigate this, because it's not going to be the hardest thing you've ever done. I said that, and I stand by it. But, you know, it doesn't mean it's going to be super easy either. I feel this one that's popping out. That one. And that one. I feel one more. Where is it? Okay. Let's see what we got to do. Queen of Earth or Pentacles, Ace of Earth or Pentacles. We have the Knight of Fire, that's Wands. Double Knight of Wands, guys. But this Knight of Wands, oh, I love this. This Knight of Wands is facing the future. So the action you can take is not to live in the past. That is clear as day. It's moving on. And just drawn to this little caption down here. So sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. Ignoring all the think things through carefully. Obviously, always think things through before you take action. But what is drawing my attention is just the speed. Wands is the second fastest suit in the tarot as far as timing goes. It could be like weeks, days to weeks for something to happen. But I am getting that you don't want to wait to make this shift in energy, to begin letting go of these things, because it really is going to hold you back if you can't let go of your past. You can't let go of who you have been. Like, it doesn't matter what you did yesterday. It doesn't matter what you did 10 seconds ago, unless you're like, you know, a terrible person, which I don't think you are. But you know, you know, if you've done something terrible, please make amends and don't do that again. But you know, this is just giving me like, give yourself some grace. Give yourself, oh yes, with the Empress. The Empress is that nurturing, caring, loving energy. Be the Empress for yourself. It's like, Empress is kind of like the mother of the tarot, if you will. So like, maybe you need to mother yourself a little bit. Maybe you need to, and if your mother was not the kind of mother that was loving and showed a lot of forgiveness, be the mother that you needed to yourself, is what I'm trying to say. Allow yourself to heal those wounds. Nurture and care for yourself. Allow yourself to move forward with through this energy with grace and love and patience and acceptance. And allow yourself to be born and be a new person right now, even if a few moments ago, like you did something you're ashamed of. Learn from that thing that you just did a few moments ago and allow yourself to be different and to grow from that. You don't have to hold yourself back every time you make a mistake. We're meant to make mistakes in this lifetime. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. That's how we become better, more well-rounded individuals. You know, we fuck up and then we're like, I'm not doing that again. And then, you know, that's okay. You don't have to punish yourself for not being perfect, because nobody is. And yeah, this right here says passionate and self-assured at the top. Like, I'm feeling that self-assurance there. Just loving yourself and knowing that regardless of who you've been, what mistakes you've made, how you've shown up in the past, if it's not something that you're proud of, like, you are able to be something different moving forward. And you don't have to show up as the person that you used to be or the person that other people are expecting you to be. You can show up right now, today, right this second, in this moment. You can decide, I'm going to be the person that I want to be, period. Write it down, make a list, like something that you find admirable in others, something that you've been wanting to get into. Just make a list. It doesn't have to be crazy. Just start, right? Like 5-10 things down or less if you have, if you are really just have no idea who you want to be. Just think about it, get a general idea, and start taking steps immediately to embody that. Because you have everything you need. And with me saying that, having everything you need, I'm really getting you don't need other people's approval. With this magician card, I don't know, that just came through. Like, you really don't need other people's approval. If somebody's like, oh, they're fake, they're being brand new, whatever, let that person think what they want to think. Let that person have you fucked up. Like, it doesn't matter. You show up how you want to show up, and you just keep embodying that. And eventually, those people who are thinking you're faking the funk, or, you're pretending or whatever, they won't be able to say anything, because as you consistently become this person, you become this person. And, it really doesn't matter what other people have to say about it. It matters what you think about yourself. At the end of the day, you have to live with yourself. So that's the first thing. I'm gonna move this over here. That's the first thing with this night coming out. So much emphasis on moving forward into the future bravely. And with the passionate thing too, we talked about maybe having something that we were passionate about, maybe we lost passion for it. We thought, okay, this isn't exactly what I wanted or whatever, and just realigning with that. And I'm getting that, like, follow your passions. Or maybe you started on an adventure and you shared what you wanted to do with other people, and they had something to say about it, or you're like, oh, you want to do that? That's weird, or whatever, like, tell them to shut the hell up. It's not their life to live. It's not their life to live, it's yours. And it's really important that you're happy with who you are and, your experiences. So with that, let me get into these other action cards. We have the Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Water. This Knight of Water just loves us, doesn't it? Like, this has been in every reading. Everybody, rise above. Like, the universe is just really giving this rise above energy. I didn't even notice this card came out again, but it's kind of hilarious. It's like haunting us. And I shuffle this deck not only before the reading as I'm clearing the energy, but then I shuffle it in the reading as well to... it's just crazy. It blows my mind sometimes. But anyway, yeah. Balancing your emotions. Knights, again, are the suit of, like, defending things, of standing strong in your values and your beliefs. And I really do feel like that's something that we have to do in order to move forward into this energy. It's figuring out who you are, who you want to be. What are your values? What are your morals? What's important to you? Who's important to you? Are they so important? Are you placing other people and their value above your own? Is what I just got. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, and it's not to say don't care about other people. It's not saying don't be there for your loved ones, but don't care about other people so much so that you're killing yourself over it, that you're draining all of your happiness out of your life, that you're choosing things that you don't really want because you care more about what your grandma thinks about you than, how you feel at the end of the day. Your grandma's not going to be around forever. You're going to live your whole life surrounded, based off of her opinion of how things were 50 years ago for her. This isn't even like a personal thing. I'm just saying, like, so many of us deal with that. Living our lives based off of the opinions of others, particularly our loved ones that we look up to, our elders or parents, sometimes even an older sibling. But this is really saying to hold strong in the things that you believe in, the things that you value for yourself, and pave a new way. Because right now we're in this time energetically, in this plane of existence where we are all collectively up leveling, if we so choose to embrace this energy, to up level, to move forward, and to be born anew, and to not hold on to the past and be the person we've been up until this point. And some of us are going to choose to dwell in this ebb of existence, to dwell in the past, to dwell in all their mistakes, and just be like, I can't be born anew. I've just fucked it all up, and my life sucks, and that's just how it's going to be forever. And I don't know, I just feel like I need to say this. Leave those people where they are. And this isn't to say if you have those people in your life who are struggling to move forward, it's not to say don't be there for them, but it's just to say, like, don't let them hold you back. But not only that, be an inspiration for them. Show them what's possible. Like, if you've been running in the same circle and maybe you've made some similar mistakes to some of these people, them seeing you overcome that and become the kind of person that is honorable, that loves and values themselves, that puts their needs, I don't want to say on a pedestal, but your needs are very important to you. You make sure that you're taking care of yourself and that you're fulfilling the things that you need in order to feel happy. That inspires people. And it could be the thing that wakes up those people in your life, in your circle, that have been perpetually stuck. It could not. I'm not saying, don't get your hopes up, because we all have free will. As far as whether or not we're going to move forward, well, and everything. I don't feel like I need to give a ton of examples on free will. You have free will. But again, it's just not allowing that to keep you where you've been, because there's so much more with this portal and the Empress and the Magician. It's like, you're ready. You are ready to step through. You are ready to step through, and that leaving your past in the past, leaving your mistakes where you made them. Yeah. Balancing your emotions. I'm getting to, with this Knight of Fire being the action card, I'm getting not being reactionary to other people, being responsive and responsible. People might try to challenge you, challenge your beliefs, challenge your decisions, but knowing that what's for you is for you and not other people, and so they don't get to tell you what will and will not work. Like, just because maybe they tried the thing that you're doing and it didn't work for them does not have diddly to do with you. Like, it doesn't. It's your life, it's your journey. And if you're feeling passionate about something, if you're feeling like you need to go after something, like you need to go on an adventure, then that's because you are. You have the skills, the knowledge, the power necessary to move forward in this energy. You've done the work. Nobody else has lived your life, gained your knowledge, had your experiences, so nobody else gets to tell you what you're capable of. Even if you sat down and wrote a book about it if you started giving TED Talks about your life, there's still, even if you grew up with somebody, I think I said this in one of the first reads or whatever, but like, there's no way anybody can know everything about us. You can try to convey it all you want, you know, make a movie about it. There's just no way. There's so many little nuances. Nobody's going to feel the way you felt in those situations. They might get a taste. They might be like, oh, I can relate to that. I had a similar experience. But people, there's just no possible, fathomable way that somebody else could have your experience. No matter how hard you try to convey it to them, it's impossible. If you know a way to get somebody to know exactly what you've been going through mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, psychologically, please let me know, because that's incredible. But I don't think that is possible, and therefore we all have to make our own choices about who we're going to be, how we're going to show up, where we're going to go, based off of our experience. So I'm really getting that from this, is just standing in your power, standing in the things that you believe in, the things that you've worked toward. Like with this Knight of Water, you've already done so much work. Like, this is almost the end of the Suit of Cups. It's like you've done all this work up until this point. I mentioned earlier that the page, oh, interesting. Yeah, we have the page into the night. So the page is like this immature, naive energy. And this is kind of giving me past and future. So the page is like where you're coming from. Maybe you were a little emotionally immature. Maybe you had some work to do around grounding and decision making from a place of logic and reason and objectivity versus a place of emotional immaturity and again reactionary energy. And now you've upgraded into this more mature Knight energy, somebody who is in control of their emotional state for the most part, somebody who can both defend themselves without offending other people. And okay, let me back that up too. Some people are going to be offended regardless, and that is a reflection of them. If you know you're coming from your heart when you communicate with other people, if you know you're not being offensive and you're just standing up for the things that you believe in, for the things that you want for yourself, and then people are taking that the wrong way, that is not your responsibility. But I really do feel like you're coming from this more mature place where not only are we taking control over our emotions and how we respond to them, but we're taking action as well. And I feel like that's something that we need to continue to move into, because it is what's best for you, and it is leading here. So moving on to these pentacles, or the earth. Earth symbolizes foundations, community, structure. It could be career, home life, that kind of thing. It represents the physical world in the tarot. And so this is interesting. We have the Queen and the Ace. So the Ace in the tarot talks about new, it could be information, opportunity, new money. And this is interesting that we have the Ace of Pentacles, because this talks about maybe receiving an offer, a financial offer, a career offer. And I mentioned that at the beginning here. Maybe somebody is reaching out to offer you a position in their company, a partnership. Maybe they're just inspired by you, interested in what you're doing, and maybe they're asking if they could be of assistance to you, or if you would like to be of assistance to them. But specifically when it comes to the Ace of Pentacles, it talks about receiving abundance with that. Pentacles represents, I already said foundations, community, career, but finances. So Ace of Pentacles can talk about being offered money. So again, I really do feel like this is like maybe a job offer. Again, with the Lovers back there, offer of a partnership perhaps. Somebody who's on a similar path to you and wanting to team up. Maybe you have something that they feel they're missing, or skills that they could benefit from, and they have skills that you could benefit from. So I'm seeing that, but in addition to that, with this Queen, Queen is similar energy to the Empress as far as like that nurturing, caring energy. So let me see what I'm getting here. I just need to peeking at this card here. She's like casting, it almost looks like a protection spell on her money. Can you? There we go. Yeah. She's got like a cauldron full of coins and she's like casting over it. I don't know why I'm getting something about like taking stock of your finances, taking stock of your household, and maybe just checking back in, like where are you right now and how far do you need to go in order to get to the next step in your plans. Sorry. Sit down, bud. But yeah, let me get back into this really quick. I'm sorry, he's, how's my cat? If you didn't see, I don't know, like if you got in the shot, I didn't get to glance over, but he's scratching his cat scratchers in just a minute here while he gets his life together. Okay. I think he's done. Maybe spoke too soon. Okay, I'm just gonna jump back in. If you start scratching, I'll pause or whatever. But yeah, I'm getting an offer, and I'm getting to, ooh, here, sit in my lap. I'm getting to, something about this is just telling me to like, just maintain your sense of value in this. And this kind of goes back to everything else as far as, being born anew in this situation. Getting your value has increased. There's been work that you've done on yourself. It doesn't even necessarily have to be career-based, finances-based, but there's been some work that you've done on yourself that has increased your personal value. And I'm getting to maintain stock of that. That's what it is. Take stock of the things that you've been putting work in on and really look at yourself and like, how are you valuing yourself? How are you presenting yourself up to the world? And when these opportunities come through, it needs to be in the forefront of your mind, like who you are now, not who you've been. Because I'm getting the feeling that we've been going about things from this place of who we've been and devaluing ourselves and, you know, telling ourselves we're not worth certain opportunities, we're not worth certain amounts of money, we're not worth a certain caliber level of clientele. That's not the case here. Again, we stepped into this more mature energy, and we've done work to heal, and we're continuing to do that work. So our value is only increasing, is what I'm getting. This inflow of abundance is going to reflect where you see yourself, how you see yourself. So if you're not seeing yourself from this place of value, of self-respect, of recognizing the work that you've done, again, it's going to keep you stuck in this past energy. You're just going to keep getting more of what you've already gotten, but we don't want that. We're trying to move into something new. So I'm getting to really pay attention to the way that you are viewing yourself. But yeah, again, I do feel like somebody may be coming in and making an offer that's just like, again, that came through at the beginning with the Page and the Lovers, and with this Ace of Pentacles, it's just validating that for me, that has the potential to happen for some of you who may be watching this. And then with the Queen of Pentacles, I'm also getting mentor energy with this offer. Maybe this is somebody who has offered you a position, yes, but maybe they're particularly because we have all these knights over here and then we have this queen, like maybe this is somebody who's already done, oh my gosh, I mentioned mentors earlier. Okay, so yeah, maybe this is somebody who's already done some of the work that you're trying to get into, and they see your potential and they want to help you. Or maybe this is somebody that you decide to reach out to because you really admire their work and you're like, hey, I want to get where you are. How did you do it? Is there any way we could like work together? Is there any way you could just share like a little bit of information on how you accomplished this huge goal? And I'm really getting the sense that this person is going to be open to sharing that information with you. Yeah, and it's just being, I'm just being drawn to this, what it says down here about deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner as far as this Queen of Pentacles card goes. I'm really getting, embodying that energy of understanding, again, like with this Empress, and over here, just being understanding of yourself, understanding of where you've been, understanding of who you are, and knowing that, again, your past does not define you. And I'm getting that, again, mothering energy, mothering yourself, being that person for yourself who takes care of you, who takes care of your needs, who prioritizes your health and well-being, is what just came through. Yeah, I'm really getting health and well-being with these earth cards here, and even the green. Green is the color of the heart chakra, is the color of Archangel Raphael, who is the healer of the archangel. So I'm getting, again, just this focus on, we already talked about healing, moving through any stuck energy, but yeah, just this focus on being there for yourself. Being there for yourself, taking care of your needs, standing up for the things that you believe in, moving forward, and no longer living in the past. And so yeah, I'm going to move on to these angel oracle cards. If you have a question you'd like to ask, I'm going to hop right in. I'm going to draw a few cards here. We'll see how many I feel. And then we're going to move into that seed and sickle to close out this reading. It's going on. All right. I have to do hand over hand shuffle with these decks, particularly the larger ones, but yeah, they're so big, like trying to shuffle this traditionally is just like a shit show for real. And then these ones are so slick that trying to shuffle them traditionally is also it's a larger shit show because they go everywhere. So I don't know why I felt like I just had to say that just now in case anybody was wondering. Maybe you were just like, why is she shuffling like that? And I picked up on it. But yeah, we're gonna go with that one. We have within the next few weeks. That's dope. Whatever it is you're asking about, it's gonna happen within the next few weeks, or there's gonna be a shift that will align you with it within the next few weeks. And funny, but not really funny comically, but just like universal, energetic, haha, gotcha kind of energy. I'm feeling that one too. Don't know why, but anyway, I did a reading for myself earlier and I got that same card, so I always like that. Take action if you believe and trust. Well, take action, guys. Boom, boom. This card also came out last week, but I just want to like this couldn't be more clear. All three of these cards saying pretty much the same thing. Maybe your question doesn't have to do specifically with the energy, the overall energy of this week, but whatever it is that you're asking about, it's time to do something about it. And look at this too. We're talking about trusting our intuition, trusting ourselves, trusting our growth. And we have trust if you believe. I love when it like aligns like that, when the messages are so similar. Okay. So yeah, take action is pretty straightforward. I'm not going to go too deep into this because we already talked about the Knight of Wands a couple times as far as just moving forward. And this is talking about moving forward out of past energy, moving towards your future. I get that. But I do want to say, if there's something that you've been holding yourself back from, maybe feeling unworthy, maybe feeling you're not ready with this Magician card, even though it's like the future energy. This isn't even giving me future energy. This is giving me like present moment energy, very near future energy. I feel like whatever it is that you've been thinking about, just get started. And I mentioned up here, like, you don't have to know every step. You can just know the next step and take a step toward whatever it is that you're trying to reach, and you will eventually get there. But you have to start. Like, you can't just stand still, stay in the past, and expect things to change. You have to start moving into the direction of the things that you want for yourself. And I get that this card is just reaffirming that for us. Then with If You Believe and Trust, we have green again for Raphael, and then we have this blue and a green ring. Blue, this dark blue in particular, for me represents Archangel Michael, and I say that a lot. Michael is like a huge, I work with Michael a lot, and this is always a symbol of just being divinely guided and protected. So whatever steps that you're about to take next, I'm getting, there's nothing to be afraid of. I already mentioned up here, like, whatever it is that we're clearing out, like, you've done harder things, and I really do get that. Like, and this to me is just saying, like, trust in yourself, trust in your ability, trust in the work that you've already done in order to get where you are. Like, you've carried yourself this far, and you've become this bigger, stronger, smarter, wiser person. And so there's nothing to be afraid of as far as moving forward. Like, the hardest is over as far as overcoming this particular energy, this past energy, these things that have kept us stuck, have kept us feeling small and valuable, sorry, naive, feeling like we don't deserve anything better. But you deserve to be in this Empress energy. You deserve to feel nurtured, taken care of, supported. And I really do feel that, you know, you are already in that energy. You're nurturing yourself. You have been up until this point. You're protected. You've taken care of yourself up until this point. And you will continue to. And this If You Believe, again, I feel like it's just validating that even further. Like, just continue to believe in yourself. And then we have, this isn't Metatron's cube, is it? Let me look this up really quick, guys, because if it is Metatron's cube, I would love to deliver that message, but I don't think it is. Let me see. Oh, shoot. The show is Metatron's cube. Okay, so guys, Metatron's cube. Let me just looking this up for you guys really quick, because I don't remember entirely. What it means. It's been a while since I've seen this symbol. Okay. So Metatron's cube is a sacred geometry. It's not, you know, it doesn't look like a cube really, but it's called Metatron's cube, and it represents divine creation and let me see, stability and permanence, geometric perfection. I'm really feeling like with that being there, you're on your way to creating something beautiful for yourself. You're on your way to creating, again, things that you want for yourself. And with this Magician, you have everything you need. The Empress, you're loved, you're supported, you're nurtured, you're stepping into this portal, you're protected. We have all this blue, we have this green with Raphael, you're being healed. You're stepping into this era of divine creation. And and you're transmuting energy. You are the magician. You are in control of your reality, and it's based off of the things that you believe about yourself and about your reality and about what you're capable of. And you're being guided. And then I also see, that's so interesting, the Ouroboros up there at the top, that came up last week as well. Man, I wish that reading was saved, because or was posted, you know, was able to post it, because I love when they line up synchronistically like that. But anyway, I just wanted to review this one more time. So the symbol of the snake, or the Ouroboros, is, you might see this, you know, when you're looking at things for like healthcare and that kind of thing. That's a similar, very frequently used symbol for hospitals and that kind of thing. But it talks about transformation, renewal, rebirth. Snakes are also portal guardians. So yeah, I think there's some history about that, as far as snakes watching over divine portals that transcend heaven and earth. So I really do, again, feel like in shifting this energy, shifting the belief of who we are, who we have to be, how we're showing up, and stepping into this divine energy over here, you are becoming a divine creator. You are gaining more control over the creation of your reality, and you're being reborn into something better, something new. And it's all based off of what you are telling yourself. Again, like, it really doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, other people can try to inflict judgment and pain and all these, you know, different things onto our lives to try to get us to show up as who they want us to be. But at the end of the day, as difficult as it can be, we all have a choice. Here comes the ice cream truck, guys. I should record these earlier. But, like, you know, I tried to, and it comes at a different time. So, you know, I don't know. They're on their own schedule. Freelance ice cream truck driver. Anyway, I don't know if you guys can hear that in the background, but maybe that's validation. Oh, and you know what? That's kind of giving me right now, just because, like, that childlike energy of that the Entertainer song, you know, I'm getting, like, healing your inner child. Maybe there's some inner child work to be done, reconnecting with your inner child. What did you used to want when you were growing up? Are you that person? Are you somebody that your inner child would be proud to be? I think you are, but perhaps there's, you know, a couple more steps that we could take toward becoming that person, becoming, again, that the mother energy, that nurturing energy. And yeah, I'm really getting that, you know, whatever you're stepping toward, whatever you're asking about, is going to happen quickly. And I think I already mentioned that with the wands here. Yeah, well, we talked about taking action immediately, and it says take action here. But I get that whatever it is, it's not going to take a long time to manifest for you. We've already done, like I said, a lot of the work to get to where we are now, and it's just going back to that drawing board and tweaking a couple things now that we know more, we have more experience because we've started on this journey, just realigning. And then within the next few weeks, things really looking more like what you had initially envisioned them to be. And I love the imagery of this card, just the family and the angels and the beautiful garden. It reminds me of that movie, What Dreams May Come, and the depiction of heaven. And I really do feel so much love and support coming through in this reading. It could be, and not only the love and support from, you know, that we're giving to ourselves, but love and support from our ancestors. Sure, are people here on earth right now, I really do get for some of us, if not a lot of us, you know, we may not be coming from the most supportive environment, but I'm getting that the people who have crossed over. Our spirit family, our ancestors are very much supporting us and are very much making moves for us on the other side, setting up these opportunities for us to walk into. They're watching us do the work, they're cheering us on. And in that, we're clearing out a lot of stuck energy, not only from ourselves, but from our entire lineage. I don't even know what I was about to say. Lineage? I don't know. From our entire lineage. And yeah, I feel like this is all coming to a close for us within the next few weeks, as far as clearing that energy out, you know, for good. For good. And so with that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and pull a card from my Seed and Sickle deck to close this energy out. And I am going to use the book for this because I have no idea what these plants mean. This week, I decided to go with the Dawn guidebook for this. It just felt right. So, and that one talks about starting a new project, building a relationship, or focusing on revitalizing yourself. So I think that's perfectly in line. Obviously, I had not drawn any cards yet, but again, it just felt like the book for this week. And I can't decide. Maybe I'm not supposed to do cards. Let's see. Hilarious. I got this one last week. Y'all don't know that, but I do. And all these moons, I addressed all these moons and going into the subconscious mind. Come on. Going into the subconscious to do some healing. What are we avoiding looking at? What last little things from our past are we like, no, I'll just leave that there, you know, it's not really affecting my life. Yes, it is. Work through it, okay? We're not meant to be stuck. We're meant to move through the energy. So this card coming back up is just, for me, validation of that needs to still be done. And I'll read the meaning of this from the book. I also, the last reading was really interesting. We had that super full moon on July 3rd. And so for me, I also mentioned spiritual baths and full moon rituals in order to release. Full moons are an excellent time to release things that we are having a difficult time letting go of, release stuck energy. And so with that, I know that time has passed, that energy has lapsed, but there's 13 full moons in a year, so just keep that in mind next time there's a full moon. That you can do a ritual around that. It's as simple as just getting out a pen and paper, whatever, you know, writing utensil of your choice, and writing down the things that you no longer want in your life, but in a present tense sense, because this is a manifestation ritual. And I want to get out my chakra thing really quick. I am where are you? So as far as manifesting goes, writing down things in an I am statement, but each chakra is associated with one of those statements. It's like I am, I feel, I know, that kind of thing. And I'm just trying to look. I have this wonderful chart here that keeps me on track, just kind of breaks things down in a really simple form, but I'm not seeing that on here. But anyway, we don't need that. I just wanted to see if it was up there. Writing down something as simple as I release the need to appeal to others' perception of me. I release the need for external validation. I determine my, I determine my value. Those kinds of things. And that's not the only ritual you can do, and that's not even the entirety of the ritual. That's just kind of a summation of the deal. But if you go online and you look up full moon rituals, I'm a big believer in trusting your own intuition. So again, you don't have to take what I do And that's not, that's not the only way to do this. If you go online and you find something that speaks to you, there's water rituals, there's fire rituals, there's so many different ways that you can go about this. And a lot of them are pretty simple as well. It's just a matter of releasing these things so that we can move forward, so that you're not being tied down, because all these things, when you keep holding on, just think about everything that you hold on to being an anchor, being another 5 pounds that you just add on to this like energetic anchor, and it's anchoring you into the past, it's anchoring you into that experience. And so releasing that energetically lightens the load so that we can move forward. And I'm going to read these cards again because I don't, mushrooms, apple, I don't know what that means, but this is just based off of last week. That card coming up and that ritual coming to mind, just because that full moon is at the top here, and then we have the moons on this portal card too. So maybe, ding, ding, ding. Okay, within the next few weeks, portal. The full moon was just last Monday, so maybe by next month's full moon, which, let me see. Let's look it up for you guys. I've stayed on my computer this time, I feel like, but I really want to see August. Or no, July. August. August, full moon, 2023. It's on the 1st. Well, nice. Okay, so perhaps by the 1st, that's when we're going to move through this energy. Also, new moon rituals. This does not have a new moon depicted on it. I don't even know if you can see that. Let me adjust my screen over here. Yeah, this does not have a new moon on it. It just has the full moon. But the new moon is a great manifestation tool. So when it comes to moon rituals, think about it like this, okay? With the full moon, after the full moon passes, the moon starts to fade away. That's why it's an excellent time to release. It's like you're able to pull everything out of your subconscious with this full moon energy, and then as the moon fades back into the new moon, everything that you've released with that ritual fades away with the moon. And then the new moon, after the new moon, that's when it starts to grow back into a full moon. So that's a great time to write out things that you do want. And then over the course of the couple weeks or however long it is between the new moon and the next full moon, those things will begin to grow and sprout into your life. It's that kind of thing. So just keeping that in mind. There's a new moon coming up still this month, relatively soon here. So that's an excellent time to manifest. If there's things that once you go back to this drawing board over here and you discover, okay, this is actually what I want for myself, write those things down. And then on the new moon, script it out, or like I said, hop on Google, find a ritual that works for you, and put those plans and those dreams into action. Believe in it, because right now you are stepping into this architect energy with this Metatron's cube and this Ouroboros and the portal. All of these things are just saying, and the magician, all of these things are really pointing out how much power we really have over our experience. So with that, let me go ahead and read these cards and let you guys go. Got the mushroom. All right, the mushroom. Just like fungus bodies that spread underground, hiding until they are ready to flourish upwards, you've been busy working away in the background. You're wearing yourself thin for the sake of those who don't even realize you've been burning a candle at both ends. Stop worrying about what other people think about what you're doing. That is not in the book. That's just what I just gathered from that. If you're not careful, you'll reach a point where you'll burn yourself out. Catch this behavior before it gets out of control. Find someone to help you with your workload. What I say, partnership, maybe a mentor. Or compromise on areas that don't require as much attention. Be your own helping hand and find a way to balance your energy. Bro, balancing your energy. Be your own mentor. Yeah, be your own helping hand. With the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles. Taking care of yourself. Making sure you're meeting your own needs. I think that's perfect. I think that speaks exactly to this overall energy. Yeah. You're wearing yourself thin for the sake of those who don't even realize you've been burning the candle at both ends. Again, people aren't it's impossible for everybody or for anybody to know all that you've been through, all the work that you've done, your life experiences, why you've made this decision. You can try to tell them all day, and then later on, this happens to me all the time, like 5 seconds later, or like as soon as you get home after having that conversation, you're like, oh yeah, this was like a huge part of my story and I forgot to mention it. Again, don't worry about it. It doesn't even matter. You have nothing to prove to anybody but yourself. So show up for yourself, take care of yourself, nurture yourself, and do what you want to do. And forget about everybody else. Respectfully forget them. All right. And the apple. Why did you come up? Okay. Apple. Not so long ago, you set out on a path with a goal in mind. Now, after all your hard work, determination, and passion, you're so close to completion that you can almost taste it. But a hitch has pushed you back a few steps. Bro. This stuff blows my mind. Undoing some progress. But that's okay. We already said it's okay. Anyway, don't let frustration convince you to throw it all away. Have patience. Untangle the knot in front of you and accept that delays are inevitable. Success will be just as sweet tomorrow as it would be today. I'm speechless as far as this goes, because like I feel like these close this perfect. This just reaffirms, like, okay, sure, you've reached a little hiccup here. It's just a reevaluation. We're not throwing away all of our hard work. It's still valuable, and you're more valuable than ever. And it's just a matter of not getting stuck. We moved into this more mature energy and just taking action and continuing to move forward into the things that we desire. It's just going to be a little bit different than we expected, but better than we expected to with all of this. It's going to be better than what you were imagining because of this drawback. But we're strong enough to do the work. Yeah. So, with that said, I really appreciate you guys being here for this week ahead reading. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it and that it gave you some insight into what's to come for the week ahead. And yeah, thank you so much. I will see you guys next week. Bye.